Good morning, traders, and these are my Forex setups for today. So yesterday pretty much stayed out of the markets, waiting for things to happen, and I think the first one, Euro USD, things have happened. We've had a breakout. This little pin bar here, I'll look at that at a lower time frame, but that's just basically noise on the the US-China trade war. So I'm going to ignore that for now. I think the critical thing is here, we didn't really get down to a level. And what I was waiting for is a retest of this area here of 111,498. Didn't really get it, but what has transpired since then is we've kind of broken through. I'm just going to use these two levels here. We've broken through these two fractal areas here. So if we come down to the hour, you'll see there is a pretty clear wedge break. We've come back into this area of support. You can see if I look to the left, you see all these tails here and over here, and this congestion here. All of that is indicating that that is a level where we had sellers, we had some buyers come in there, we had some buyers come in off that level, we've had sellers in the past. So it's support and resistance, and right now that has been flipped into support. So this pin bar here was pretty much some news that came out that the trade war, sorry, not the trade war, but the trade pact between China and US was in jeopardy. It fell. Trump came out and put a tweet and calmed everybody down, and the markets rallied again. Anyway, it's quite nice when you have the power to move markets with just simple false statements or even a simple tweet. But where we are at the moment, I think this is a little bit of congestion. I'm going to ignore the tail pretty much in any targets or any levels at the moment for now. So it's one created by noise. I'm not really going to pay attention to it right now. But what I am looking for during European session is a retest of this area, or alternatively, I just want to see us get above 112,730 and then come back and test that area, and that'll give me some structure to get long. Okay, so that's starting to play out quite nicely. So the longs will come into play very shortly. Okay, and Aussie dollar, Japanese yen, similar situation here. We've had that breakout, and then what I just want to do is highlight this range that we're in. And not really off a level. I mean, personally, I was looking for 71.96 to come into play. But if we just bring that swing low into the picture here, you'll see we almost tag that area, which is 72.473. And as far as I'm concerned, we've had a pretty strong engulfing bar on the 8-hour here. Then we rallied, then we got the noise that came through. So as far as I'm concerned, let's move that level up. We've got a breakout of this area. Just going to delete that range. We are technically still in a range bound, but we have had a fairly decent breakout. You can see a breakout of a trend line, and horizontal resistance came back, tested it, and then started moving before the noise came through. And now we're sort of just sitting in limbo until Europe opens. Okay, so basically what I'd be looking at right now is one of two things. We've already come back to test this breakout level, but one of these two areas here is going to offer some support, or one of these three areas will offer some support during the European session, and that is my signal to buy as well. So those areas are 74,139, 7,400, and 73,838. So those are the three areas that I'm watching on Aussie dollar, Japanese yen, and yeah, it's starting to look pretty interesting. And just bear in mind that one or two of these entries is a case of taking profit at the early target on half your position, moving your stop up, and then letting it run, because you have a potential for a pretty big measured move to play out. Okay, pound USD. Pound USD, no real signal just yet. We are top of wedge right now, and I've got a strong suspicion that we are going to break through this. What I do want to do is just, you can see we bounced off two levels here. I'm going to leave those levels in so we can have a look at it on the hour. but I just want to bring this area into play here. You can see we've had support there. We are bouncing off it at the moment. Look to the left, you can see quite a bit of interaction with this area here, and that is 124647. Now if we come down to the hour, you'll see I'm going to fine tune that a little bit, because there's my previous swing high, there's my previous swing low, broke through, came back to test it, started moving away, and we've pretty much bounced off it again. Moving average is pointing up. Trend is currently reversing, starting to look like an uptrend. So what we're looking for is breakouts and retests right now. This diagonal is concerning me, so I'm pretty much looking to see what happens up in this area here. Let's widen that up a bit. Okay, so a pretty strong area of resistance is going to be here. So what you probably find is we look for some structure. That'll be a take profit area, bounce off. If we do break out of this, I'd be looking for a retest of this trend line, or alternatively of one of the breakouts, whichever breakout it is. And I just put one right there. See, wherever my fractals are, there, and I can probably use some of these bottom levels, but I just want to talk through them from yesterday's perspective first. So yesterday we opened up right at this level, bounced through it, bounced off, came back through, back down, and then started rallying again. But if you just basically come down to your 15-minute, you'll see that there was a lot of breakouts and retests. So there's a breakout. That technically is a retest. Not exact, but this isn't an exact science. It picked pretty much that fractional level there. So what you could have done is just look for two different areas on the 15-minute. There it is there at your long. Bearing in mind that if you look at the hour, at is still below the moving average, so you're expecting another pullback. Okay. So you're long for the first level. There's the first level. Take your profit. Pullback comes off a level again. Sorry. So there's our signal there off these levels here. Up. Look for the next level. We break through that. Look for the next level. And when I say look for the next level, all I'm referring to is look to the left, move on to the fractional levels. You'll see we break through that. There's another fractional level there. We broke through that. And you're just going to keep moving onto fractional levels until you see some sort of price action on those fractional levels. And what you'll find is that's the level up there that the sellers started stepping in. Okay, so every 15 hours, just wait for the 15-minute candle to close. Take your profit out of that. You're expecting a second pullback, because if you look at the hour, you're still below the moving average. Here comes your pullback. And what does it come back to? It comes back to structure. Okay. Again, not exact, but there was a little bit of a brook gap here. And that's pretty much our pullback before moving back up again. Okay, so that's very typical of a reversal pattern, where you find price is pretty volatile, moves through, breaks through levels, comes back violently, moves up, comes back violently. So when you got a potential trend change on a higher time frame, that's the kind of pattern that you normally get. Okay, and all it really does is it just pulls in a sort of a head and shoulders or a triangle or something, some sort of structure to indicate that you have a reversal. Anyway, that was just a little bit of education there. So if you look at what are we on now, Euro Japanese yen, also a potential flag break here. Okay, there it is there. We've broken through it at the moment on the 8 hour. We come down to the hour. You'll see we had a pretty, that was a noise, and then we had a pretty strong recovery off that. So I think, and that recovery has broken the trend line. So same scenario here. I'm definitely looking for longs. The question is, where is the long going to come off? And that's the only situation that I'm looking at right now. Okay, so we've got a level here that we're bouncing off. I'd like to see us pull back onto structure. And that structure right now is one of two areas as far as I'm concerned. It's going to be 125.78 or alternatively 125.14. So that's definitely what I'd be looking for. Some kind of pullback into this area and then some positive price action from there, or bullish price action from there for another long. Euro Aussie dollar, really chaotic at the moment, but there's a breakout imminent on this pair. Well, when I say imminent, it could be next week, it could be the week after, but this consolidation pattern here is continuing. We are technically in a bit of a downtrend at the moment, but we also have some higher lows here as well. So pretty much triangle. So consolidation is happening like that. So when I say a breakout is imminent, it's pretty much I've got the range drawn in, and then we have price hovering in the center of that range. Okay, so still waiting for that breakout, and I think it's just worth putting on the watch list. I mean, there's 4 trades here which are looking really, really good, but Euro Aussie dollar is just something when you look at it and you see we are trending down, but you can see buyers coming in, you can see sellers coming in, they're fighting this range. There is a breakout happening not happening, but a breakout that is imminent. So what I'd be looking at is a break of the range. So 162,500, and that's the downside, and 163,950 to the upside. And that's pretty much what we're looking at. You can see I've got a little trend line drawn in here. Okay, you can see that trend line, and you can see the buyers coming off this trend line trying to drive price up. So which way it's going to go is anyone's guess at the moment, but it's worth just keeping on the watch list, because whenever price contracts like this, there's normally a pretty strong breakout in the one direction or the other. Okay, well, anyway, guys, that's my 5 sort of opportunities on the watch list. Nothing else is worth watching. I see gold did breakouts and then flipping went into a range. Not interested in that at the moment. I'm looking for trends. So yeah, so it's Euro USD, Aussie Japanese Yen, Pound USD, and Euro Japanese Yen, where there are genuine opportunities for today. Okay, anyway, guys, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.